My name is Tawanda and welcome back to Fuel. Buckle up because today we're diving into the all-new Mercedes-Benz CLA, a game redefiner that blends cutting-edge tech, incredible efficiency, and a return to classic Mercedes-Benz style. This isn't just a car, it's a bold statement from Mercedes-Benz to create their new lineup of cars based on what customers actually want. Let's see what makes this CLA one of Mercedes' most important launches to date. First, let's talk design. The new CLA is built on the Mercedes-Benz Modular Architecture, or MMA platform, and it's actually really smart. Now Mercedes can make EV and ICE vehicles using the same chassis, something other brands have been doing for a while, but it's nice to see that Mercedes has finally caught up. The CLA brings a more traditional and familiar silhouette that is recognizable and plausibly futuristic. Gone is the polarizing soap bar shape of some EQ models. If I'm being honest, I actually kind of liked the look of the EQE, but the CLA still took some lessons in aerodynamics from the EQs, with pop-in and pop-out door handles, tiny side mirrors, an air intake designed to channel airflow smoothly around the body, and a drag coefficient of just 0.21. To put that in perspective, a Tesla Model 3 has a drag coefficient of 0.23. Now, about the front light bar. If I'm honest, it looks a bit like nose tape after a surgery. They honestly pulled this off better in the EQS. But what I don't mind are the 142 tiny 3-pointed stars on the grille. And yes, they do play a welcome and goodbye animation, and possibly in the future you would be able to customize it to play your own animation. The main star lights up too. It lights up fully in the US and China, but only partially in Europe due to regulations. The headlights themselves are multi-beam LED headlights. They ditched the digital light tech to keep things compact, but they still look sharp and are more than capable of delivering. At the rear, there's another light bar that blends in a lot nicer and with the Mercedes-Benz emblems tucked into the lights. This car looks very good, especially if it's in a matte black color. And the version that I'm very excited to see is the shooting brake version, because from what I've seen on the renders and photos, it looks like it's going to be extremely beautiful. If you are enjoying the video, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment on what you think about the new CLA so far. Under the floor, the CLA is a tech marvel. The electric version comes with a choice of a 58 kilowatt or an 85 kilowatt hour battery, powering a 268 horsepower rear axle motor in the CLA 250. The CLA 350 adds an extra 107 horsepower motor on the front axle for that 4MATIC grip. The 250 hits 0 to 60 in about 6.7 seconds, while the 350 will do it in 4.9 seconds, which is perfectly fine. But here's the real jaw dropper: range. The CLA delivers 769 to 791 kilometers per charge. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly 800 kilometers off of one charge. How does it achieve this? Well, a new high energy density battery, a 2-speed gearbox for better efficiency at motorway speeds, improved thermal management, and in the 4MATIC version, the system can decouple the front axle while cruising, cutting driveline losses by up to 90%. Plus, with a new 800 volt architecture, you can add up to 320 kilometers of range in just 10 to 15 minutes at a 320 kilowatt fast charger. All of that gives the CLA among the longest ranges of any EV out there. This feat was inspired by the Vision EQXX concept's insane one charge 1000 kilometers target. In fact, the Mercedes-Benz Vision EQXX set a world record for efficiency by driving 1,202 kilometers on a single battery charge. Not ready to go full electric just yet? Well, the CLA's got you covered with the hybrid option. It pairs a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder engine, available in a range of different power variants that are listed below, that charges a 1.3 kilowatt hour battery. Now, it's not a plug-in hybrid, but Mercedes-Benz does say it can handle short urban trips on electric power alone, even up to highway speeds. Built on an electric-first platform but assembled at Geely's factory, the ICE version is 100% Mercedes-Benz with diesel-like fuel efficiency. Plus, because it's ULEZ compliant, you can cruise in zero-emission city zones without a worry. Step inside and the CLA feels like a command center. The dashboard takes cues from the Vision EQXX with a wall of screens that make up the dashboard. As standard, you get a screen in front of the driver, which is your dash cluster, and one in the middle. You can opt for what they call the super screen, which is just 3 displays under one glass panel. And it is quite a spectacle. More about that later though. Compared to the EQS or the E-Class's super screens, this feels more refined and more spacious because it's not at an angle to you. The materials in the cabin are top-notch as well. You can have your choice of brushed aluminium, open pore wood, or even a sustainable paper-like material for the eco-conscious. Hopefully it doesn't end up like the wiring harness from the 90s. You've also got an option between man-made leather that feels like the real deal or genuine leather. The door bins are a bit tight, but the center console has a massive cavity in it for all of your gear. While the standard sound system is very solid, audiophiles can upgrade to the Burmeister system for an earth-shaking bass experience. In the back, a 61mm longer wheelbase and a 21mm taller panoramic roof make it roomier than the old CLA. You get dual zone climate control, 4 USB ports, and eye-catching air vents. Though it must be noted that the rear windows don't fully roll down and there's no physical sunshade for that tinted glass roof, which means in hotter, sunnier climates, it could get quite hot back there. There is plenty of space in the boot, which can hold about 2 big suitcases, plus an extra 101-litre frunk in the EV model, making this the first modern Mercedes-Benz with a front trunk. I still find it crazy that the EQ models didn't have a frunk. They didn't even have a lever to open up the front compartment. Now, let's tech talk. This car has a lot of it. The 14-inch main screen runs the 4th generation M-Bucks on top of their Mercedes-Benz OS that looks very, well, familiar. Under the M-Bucks, it integrates AI from Microsoft, Google, and ChatGPT 4.0. The voice assistant is like having the AI from Mission Impossible in your car, complete with a glowing Mercedes-Benz logo when it's listening and thinking.
Mercedes-Benz was established as a brand in 1926, following the merger of Carl Benz's and Gottlieb Daimler's companies. The union formed the Daimler-Benz company, which began producing vehicles under the Mercedes-Benz name.
Apparently, it can detect your emotional state and will glow red or green depending on your mood. You can ask it just about anything under the sun, from weather to system stats, or even just life advice.
When communicating with your shareholders, it's important to be transparent and factual. You might explain that financial circumstances or unexpected expenses have impacted the company's cash flow, making it necessary to postpone dividends. It's also helpful to assure them that measures are being taken to address the situation and to provide a plan for future improvements.
The navigation uses a Mercedes-tuned Google Maps that factors in your battery charge, traffic, topography of the land, and available charging stations to plan the perfect route. What's a good place to have dinner tonight for a date?
I have found multiple results. Where shall we go?
If you don't like the stars on the dashboard, you can opt for the 3rd screen, and your passenger can stream 4K movies or play Xbox games. But here's the catch. If the driver sneaks a peek at that 3rd screen, the camera situated on the main 14-inch screen will catch you and then blanks the screen for everybody. Talk about group punishment. The chips in these new systems are so good you can even download apps like Twitch to live stream your commute or play Fortnite via Boosteroid, their inbuilt game streaming platform. Once again, the permanent dock on the screen might remind you of a certain Fruit branded OS, but I guess we'll let that slide. Apple CarPlay is available here, but it doesn't use the full screen real estate, which is a minor inconvenience. Even in pre-production, the CLA's build quality is a lot better than some Mercs of late. It might have hard plastics on the lower bits to keep the cost down, but the upper sections feel premium with aluminium or wood, as mentioned before. The seat adjustment switch is now 2 pieces instead of 1. I count that as a small win because this feels a lot better than that monoblock that they had before. The steering wheel still has the 2-prong design, still not my favorite design, just like other modern Mercedes models, but the buttons are different, and it's lost the ability to control the main screen directly from the steering wheel. Interestingly, the headrests adjust in and out instead of up and down, which is quirky but it works. The power button is also now on the gear stalk and no longer on the dashboard or in the center of the vehicle. So what's the damage? Pricing starts at around just over 40,000 euros, with the electric model launching first and the hybrid following soon after. Whether you're Team EV or Team ICE/hybrid, the CLA delivers luxury, tech, and efficiency in a compact package that's very hard to beat. From its record-bending range to its AI-powered cabin, the CLA is Mercedes' way of saying, let's try this again. Is it perfect? No. The light bar's divisive, and that passenger screen nanny cam is a bit too overwhelming knowing that you're always being watched. But for style, performance, and innovation, the CLA is a total knockout. What do you think? Is the new CLA your vibe? Drop a comment, caress that like button, and subscribe to Fueled for more automotive goodness. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep on keeping on.